Ah! Hey Loki. Hey audience. I'm going to do the best job I possibly can of making this a quick video. This morning I got a message from Luke Silver. If you don't know about Luke Silver's games, a link will be in the description. He makes Let's Plays and other such videos. It's bloody good content, so go have a look at it. Moving on. He asked a few questions about my setup and what I do to record and what my laptop specs are. This is the best way for me to answer all those questions and the questions that I've been asked quite frequently from the rest of you. So, here we go. Okay, let's start off with the editing software. So, everything I record with the game capture, I record through Roxio Game Capture HD Pro. So that records everything for me. And then once I've recorded, I'll put it onto its really terrible editing software. Really, the only good thing I like about this is the fact that I can add, if you can see there, is the camera going to focus? Is it? Is it going to focus? No, okay. You can see that you can add overlays. You might be able to see that. Can you see that? No, that's okay because the camera is not focusing. So I can add overlays such as face cam, images, anything I need to overlay onto the top of the video. I can do that through here. So I compile all of my footage through this editing suite. So what I'll do is I'll add the video, I'll put the audio over the top. If there's a face cam as well, I'll put the audio on top of the face cam as one big file, and then I'll put the face cam over the top of the video as an overlay. And I'll make sure that's all synced up. And once that's all done, right, I export that into one big chunk of video, and I run it through NCH Software's VideoPad video editor. For me, that's pretty much the best way to cut up videos. And when recording audio, so that's my voice, I run that through this, which is also a piece of NCH software. It's RecordPad Sound Recorder. And the microphone, I think I've talked about this before, it's just a Guitar Hero mic, and it's a Logitech brand mic that has pretty decent sound quality, so I'm happy with that. So, and I kind of needed a stand, and being the cheap prick that I am, I just put it in a glass, and that just runs through to my computer, and there's my sound. Okay, hardware, and everything that I'm recording on, what makes it record everything. So as you guys know, I'm not really much of a PC guy, so my games are all on this, and a lot of people ask how I actually managed to record through an Xbox. Here's how. Right, now you'll see I've got a HDMI running from the Xbox 360 over to the Xbox One. So the Xbox One has HDMI in, which means I can just play Xbox 360 games on the 360, but it's projected through the Xbox One. It just means I don't have to switch cords. You see here, so I have all these bloody cords, and one of those cords is the HDMI out for the Xbox One, and that normally goes through to my monitor. But I need to record, so instead I run it through to this, and that's the GameCap HD Pro. That just goes into Roxio's HDMI input, and then on the other side you have all its outputs. So you can see here it's also got component if you don't run on HDMI, but I run on HDMI, so it works for me. So you have the HDMI output, so that will send any signals it's getting in here back through and into the monitor. And at the same time, it will run through and send out the signal to the computer. So that way I can start recording with the software I showed you before. Luke Silver was also asking about my sound system. I have, once again, Logitech brand speakers. So here's my front speakers. The back right speaker just sitting here at my bedside table. And then to the left is here, that's kind of in a shelf on the desk, and that works as well. And at the very bottom, all these things are connected to the bass speaker, and that's a crap load of cords. So then the speaker sends it all the way to the monitor. I don't use speakers very often. Most often I'll actually be listening to my game through these, and these are the Razer Chimera headphones. So basically you have the bass station, I guess you could call it. That's also running through auxiliary, just like the bass speaker. And that runs into the back of the monitor. And you can see I've actually got an auxiliary splitter. So the audio signal is actually sent out to two different places. That's the headphones, and it's also sent down to the bass speaker, which then also sends out the rest of the audio signal to these guys. And they all produce good sound quality, which very much suits me. Now, when I'm editing, most often, if I'm not playing a game, I'll end up just projecting the computer through its HDMI signal onto the monitor again, and that's why I've got the keyboard and mouse hanging out here, so that I can get right to editing or doing anything on a bigger screen than this. Most often as well, if I'm editing, I will actually have the HDMI signal set to extended on Windows 8, so that way I can actually have two different screens, this and this, which means I can edit on this screen and I can have like a YouTube video or I don't know, anything else going on in the background, so I can kind of see what's going on in either side, which works extremely well for me. So this is it. This is the overall look as to what I'm working with. So hopefully this answers all of Luke Silver's questions. Again, I highly do recommend that you look at his channel. He does a lot of good PC videos. On top of that, if you guys have any more questions, just comment them below, or also we have a Twitter page and a Facebook page, so you can ask questions there if you're more comfortable with that. That's literally it. I think Loki wants to say goodbye to you guys. Loki, say goodbye to them.